Hey, what's up, guys? So I just heard that there's a ban list. Sam literally called me. I jumped right out of bed, got downstairs, and I was like, "All right, I guess it's finally time." Konami is going to be delivering this FNL list, and I'm assuming it should be pretty big. I haven't seen it yet. Of course, guys, don't forget to check out Supreme Pro for all of your TCG needs. You can use Pack 10 for 10% off to get some of the best sleeves in the game. And of course, we got some exciting merch and then a product we're going to be releasing soon. So stay on the lookout for that, and we'll make an announcement soon. But all right, guys, let's jump into the reaction. Okay, guys, starting off with the forbidden section, I guess, like which cards got banned. And dude, oh my god, I'm already looking at it, and it seems like Lacrima got banned. Wow, I actually think that's a really good hit. Oh my, wait, and Beatrice. Wait, okay, this is insane. I think Lacrima and Beatrice getting hit is really, really good, because Lacrima, if they hit Beatrice but not Lacrima, then you could make like Caesar, like High King Wave Caesar, which is really oppressive, right? Like that's already 2 negates. And a lot of decks like can't beat that. I don't know if you guys remember during Unchained format how insane like the Wave King was, right? So I think Lacrima and Beatrice is really good. They could beat Rice. And Appaloosa. Okay, guys, I don't know if you guys remember. I'll roll the clip. In my last prediction, I put Appaloosa as a card that I wanted to get banned. It was in my wish list to get banned, but they actually ended up doing it, which is really sick. I think Appaloosa, in my opinion, is a floodgate. It's a kind of a hot take, but the reason why I think it's a floodgate is because it's honestly, if your opponent doesn't have an out to Apollo, like it, pretty much is just game on the spot. Because in the current environment, Appaloosa is able to use all of its negates, and if your opponent burns the battle phase to kill Apollo, that means you don't die. And like with the majority of decks right now in the meta game being able to gain a lot of follow up and a lot of recursion, I think Appaloosa is just a really crazy card. So I'm glad it's getting banned. And to be honest, a lot of decks in modern Yu-Gi-Oh right now are able to swarm a lot of bodies onto the board, and Appaloosa is just generic, right? It's really easy to make, and it helps you play around Nibiru. So with Appaloosa getting banned, I think Nib is something that's gonna definitely make an impact again into the metagame, and we're gonna have to find creative ways to beat Apollo. So I'm curious to see what kind of decks that will be viable to beat Nibiru. And then King Calamity banned. Bro, thank God. Like, I am super glad that this card got hit, because I think Centurion is one of those decks that can summon it. And so yeah, I'm just glad that it got hit, to be honest. I obviously know not a lot of people play Centurion, but I think they considered hitting this card because I'm assuming whatever else got limited, semi-limited, or unlimited, that it might make Centurion a playable deck again. So I think they're trying to mitigate that. So I'm glad they're banning the floodgates. But guys, on this forbidden list, there's 2 cards I don't see, which is Sanctifier and Gimmick Puppet Nightmare. So branded is still a deck, guys. Let's go into the limited section. So Ava to 1. Wait, Sega Ash to 1. Poplar to 1. Yo. Wait, this is kind of crazy. So Ava to 1, I guess is kind of cool. But wait, you lose Beatrice, so like I don't know if Gytron actually is like still good. And like people like Bistles are still like full power. I don't see like any other Bistles in the limited section or banned section. So that means Bistles are still really good. I think people are gonna play Bistles. So I don't know. I don't think Ava is that crazy to come back. I think it's cool, sure. But I don't think it's that crazy. Maybe like, I guess Melodious gets a nice little buff, but yeah, I think it's fine. And then you have Singa, Ash, and Pablo to 1. I think those are good hits. I don't think they're like meaningful enough. But I do think it helps reduce some sort of consistency a little bit, which I think is nice. I mean, I have to look at the semi-limited and then forbidden list before I, gain some sort of so I can make like a more in-depth analysis, but I think that's really nice. Puppet of Strings and the C40 Pumic of Dark Strings. Wait, guys, unless I'm mistaken, I don't think this limited did anything. I think this is kind of meme, no? Because unless I'm mistaken, I think you FTK your opponent with one C40, one number 40, and then you use like Golem, like the grinder to do the rest of the FTK. So guys, let me know in the comment section below. I'm not well versed on the Gimmick Puppet deck. I am well versed in Gimmick Puppet Nightmare, but not the Gimmick Puppet deck itself. And I think you can still FTK with these cards at 1, so I think it's kind of troll that they kind of hit this, but sure. And of course, fine. Brand Fusion at 1 makes sense. It was bound to happen. I know it's at 1 in Master Duel. It's a card that, like, if you hard draw it, it's like super impactful. I think it's nice that when you put Brand Fusion at 1, you can't splash it into other archetypes. Like, I know, like, they were playing Branded Fusion in Voices Voice before, so I think it's cool that it's finally back where it, you know, like, it's not banned, and it's still like a card that majority of the time just the branded player would just try to search it, right? So I don't think this is like a meaningful enough branded hit, assuming, I mean, I didn't see Sanctifier, I didn't see Gimmick Puppet Nightmare, so if this is the only branded hit, then it honestly didn't really do much. And then of course you have Opening the Spirit Gates, small hit to Yubel consistency, sure. Part of Prosperity to 1, dude, thank God. This card is a card that I think a lot of people have been asking to go to 1 for the longest time. It's honestly just any card in your deck, right? Like, this is comparable to, like, Pot of Duality in, like, 2011. It's just that impactful of a card. A lot of decks could really use it. I think Tenpai is a deck that utilizes Prosperity, and it's a card that's both a board breaker, right? Like a breaker card, but it's also a consistency card, right? So a card that has dual purpose, like Pot of P, honestly, going to 1 is great. So I think that's solid. Sengai Summoning, thank God. Tenpai, just, you know what I'm saying? That deck is just really, really hard to interact with, especially when the field spell was at 4, right? When you had Terraforming as well. So finally you can, you know, with the field spell at 1, I guess you're more likely to be able to imperm their Pydra, more likely to be able to stop their, you're more likely to be able to stop them from getting access to their field spell. So they have to kind of hard draw it. They do have Terraforming, which I suspect they would still play. And they also could play Set Rotation if they really wanted to, if they play like maybe cash cards as well or something along those lines. But I think these are like nice consistency hits. I think they're great. So good to see. Grass is Greener. I love this card. I think this card is really sick. Maybe we can play some Infernoids or something along those lines. Shout out to Billy. I always been a fan of watching his like deck profiles. Like, I don't know if you guys watched like those deck profiles back in the day in like 2017, where people play like Life Sworns with Minerva. And like Grass, and then you play like, there's also like the Infernoid decks with like Grass. I think Grass is a cool card. I can see it being very ignorant, but honestly at 1 it's super sacky. Maybe you could thrust for it with Gen and Can or something along those lines, but that's a really solid hit in my opinion. Or really solid, not hit, but like, you know, card to come back. I think it's cool. And then Skill Juno 1, thank God. This card has been absurd. I like the fact and the direction that they're heading in. You know, finally like putting some of these floods to 1, like, you know, making it less likely for like Runic Sun to see them, or less likely for like, you know, a lot of decks were siding Skill Drain. I think it is kind of like unfortunate that Skill Drain is still at 1 though, because I think people will get a little creative. So instead of siding 3 Skill Drain for going first, they might side like 1 Judgment, 1 Skill Drain, 1 like anti-spell, right? So like, I like the hit. I just don't like it at even at 1, but look, I'll take it at 1 over 3. There's a sack factor. They might sack you and stuff like that, but I'm happy that at least it's, you know, getting reducing consistency. Nice. Semi-limited. Ooh, all the Dragon Rulers to 2. Hold up. Is there something with the Dragon Rulers and Grass? Maybe like 60 cards like Dragon Rulers and Grass decks? I don't know. I have to check the rank 7s. Maybe there's something you could do with cash cards. Curious to see. Luna like Tiger to 2. All right. Thunder Dragon Colossus, bruh. Jesse's gonna have a field day with this one. Wait, isn't this like kind of nasty? Like, isn't Colossus 2 actually good? Like, that's actually broken, right? Like, can't you just play pure Thunder now? But I guess that deck loses to Nib, so, and there's no Apollo anymore, so maybe it's fine. But Colossus that's a crazy ass card, guys. I'm gonna be on the lookout for this card for sure. And then Ib to 2, I think it's fine. I mean, I don't really think that does much. We can keep going on. Armageddonite to 3. I mean, without a Soul Day, I think it's fine. Not too shabby. I guess you can like send Malicious, but I'm not sure what that does. Red Rose to 3 is cool, but without Baron in the game, I don't know if the Red Rose Red of our major deck is any good. But they did move Ancient Fairy Dragon to 3, so maybe you can do like some Ancient Fairy Dragon combos with Red Rose. Not sure, something to think about. Kieran to 3. Oh my god, wait, what? The Magic Spider deck is finally full power. You have 3 Kieran. Okay, I'm actually gonna look into that. I love Magic Specters. I think that was a really sick archetype. So I'm gonna look into that. 3+ fire. I think we expected that because, you know, it's getting errated. 3 Denlong, not really that impactful of a card coming back. Cool to see though. I think it was that one wasn't really doing much. And then of course we have Time Seal. Okay, cool. But was there like, guys, do you know if there was some sort of like crazy FTK or crazy combo with Time Seal that I don't know about? Because isn't Time Seal like it's not really that good to set off thrust, right? Because if you flip it in their turn, they have already drawn. So maybe there's a way to copy with rollback, or maybe you can try to activate it turn 0 with like labyrinth cards. Guys, I don't know. Like, let me know if you know, because I don't know. Okay. But okay, so after looking and seeing the full list together now, my overall thoughts is that I feel like the list is really good. I think that overall for me, this is probably, I want to say like a 9 out of 10. And the main reason why I say that is because I think the pure Senkai deck is actually dead. And I know like Rise of the Abyss is going to be coming out soon, releasing Azumina cards, you know, and that would be like, you know, really broken. But I think that like pure Snake is finally dead. I don't think there's an end board that the deck can make without Appaloosa, and without an ability to play around Nib if you just played pure. So now you're going to have to play like kind of like Fire Kings, or like, you know, basically like you have to find creative ways to play around Nibiru. But I do want to see some issues with like Branded still being a viable deck, because Branded is like full power. So that's kind of scary. But I mean, I'm excited to play Branded. I think that'll be really cool. And yeah, I think overall, the list is solid. I think my only concern with the list, the reason why I don't give it a 10 out of 10, is mainly because of the fact that Yubel is virtually untouched. And the deck is crazy. I think it puts up really oppressive boards. It might just be more degenerate from an end board perspective compared to like pure Snake Eyes from last format, because the Yubel deck can like end on like Ferujus, DSRA, like you know, even if and the thing is, they don't really need Lacrima, right? Like Lacrima got banned, but you know, a lot of these Fiend decks, they have Aerial Eater, which is a TCG exclusive, right? So I think that like some sort of Fiend deck is going to be really, really strong. But guys, I think what I'm going to be doing is, if you guys are interested, I'm going to be, after this, I guess, reaction, I'm going to be kind of like sitting down, and I'm going to think a little bit more about what are the best decks post the ban list. So maybe have a tier list for you guys. And then, of course, I'm going to start thinking about like what are some really good rogue decks that might be insane again, right? And then, like, what are some staples that we should be considering to play, especially as we head into the new format. Of course, if you guys want some deeper insights, some more analytics, I'm going to be doing a lot of research and deck building. If you guys want the behind the scenes, all of my deck lists that I'm going to be conjuring up, you can join my Metafy group, the Classroom, which I will be posting new format, new lists, and it's a really good group of, well, you know, of people that are just interested in trying to get better at the game, and of course, you know, get the inside scoop on, I guess, what the pros are thinking about. So if you guys want that, like, that deep analytics, and if you don't have time to do it yourself, definitely go check out the Classroom and consider subscribing. But like always, guys, thank you for your time, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.